Alright, Ginger Prime.
It's been a day. It's been a weird
Let's see.
day, and I think anybody in the Final Fantasy 14 community could probably look back at today and maybe hope that we learn something from it and we grow from it. But
Doubt it.
speaking
We'll
as
go in
somebody who's been in this
cycles.
community for a long time,
We won't.
this feels like a day that the community itself imploded, and it's interesting to me that for the reasons why.
I would say it's not that it was like he didn't say sudden, but it's like I don't think it was sudden. I think it was something building up, and with more people coming and more eyes on it, I think it just exponentiated the problem, and then because of it, it exploded. I don't think this is a completely new problem. I heard people complaining about add-ons since like almost day 2 of playing Final Fantasy, but because no one actually talks about the add-ons, it's fine. I by mistake, without knowing these things, I talked on my FC about add-ons, and I was asked to like stop talking about add-ons, right? And later, when I needed information about an add-on, people would literally ask me for my Discord name, and they would send me the information needed on Discord because they don't want to show it in game, and that's it. But it's this it's this method of going in a roundabout way about it that I think got people kind of like fed up with this. Like, man, why do I have to go to Discord to talk to this guy about this thing? Why can't I just say in game? It's not like I'm being racist or whatever, but it's like, no, it's prohibited. And I think that was pissing people off to an extent. Not like straight up like, man, I'm fucking angry, but it's like it's a build up thing. It's like a tension kind of thing, right? It's like an eventually tensions will explode.
I've seen people harassing and tearing each other apart over this issue, over this,
Yeah.
non-change in the terms of service, but the enforcement of the terms of service. And then I've seen targeted harassment towards streamers, and it's saying this is going to get weird, but we're going to talk about it. And we
Well,
want to go.
the streamers that they're harassing are the ones who are most outspoken against it. That's why. So Xeno, which I just did the video on, um, the I would say the biggest problem Xeno has is not even the add-ons; it's the wording used to describe what add-ons are allowed and prohibited. It's like the terminology used. It's like they can ban you on anything. It's like it's the technicality, right? Arthur's, I believe, was straight up just defending add-ons without like anything else. It was just straight up defending add-ons. And Pyro just fucking attacked the community because one he was in a bad mind state and one or two people pissed him off.
Go through. I'm going to showcase
And those are the three that are like really being targeted. Like those three are like really getting like the reports and shit like that. That's what everyone's talking about.
two main Reddit threads. I think encapsulating a good sense of balance to the day. That's something I try to do, but we will not be showing everything that I've seen today, and I don't think I want to make that kind of video.
Bro, this title. Sorry, I'm pausing like 1 minute. I'm already like pausing like crazy. Okay, this title. This is not the time to hide mods. Quite the opposite. This is the time to celebrate them. You know what I feel this is? This is like people trying to be a part of something bigger. This is like people who couldn't go to the truck rallies in Ottawa. If you're aware of what was going on in Canada for a bit with the COVID stuff and the mandates, this is like people who couldn't go there. This is their time to make a big stance against something. And like, we're gonna get them this time. Now it's our turn. Now, like, players unite! Players fight! Gamers unite! Whatever was the term, man. Like, this is what it is. It's like, it's this whole thing, which is like, fight for freedom, fight for our cause. It's like, bro, this is not it.
Because I don't think we want to have that kind of representation.
So the title this
As
gives me.
as this pinnacle. Like there are
I love
times
that he
in our
upvoted it.
history, and this is gaming history that I'm speaking of, not just with the 14, that there are just things that just go wrong, and you have people who have bad takes and bad actors, and people like to point to these extreme times as, see, that's the problem. It's that that one
But I
person who
feel
had a
like
bad.
a world war would be so good right now. Not in the sense that it's like a war is good or anything, but it's like people care about the stupidest shit for the longest. Like, man, the mods are like this is what really fucking ruins your day. This mod conversation to the point where you make this kind of post, like holy fuck. And don't get me wrong, I had my share of like dumb posts of like long fucking rants about like how much stuff are how injustice this is. And again, does this matter? Yeah, because this will dictate the future of Final Fantasy, and hopefully it will be a better future for it. Obviously, I don't think this is the make or break. Um, what's called? I don't think this is the make or break of Final Fantasy, but this will dictate a certain shift in how the devs will approach the community or how they will approach their game, or both.
Day. And that's not, I think, anything that relates to what Final Fantasy XIV represents or tries to represent, what we try to build within the community itself. But I think that it is important to talk about it. I know some people disagree with my takes on that, but I think it's important to shine lights on everything to keep things open and to keep that conversation going. I do not believe in censorship, nor do I believe in harassment, nor do I believe that things should be swept under the rug and ignored. And that's
Okay,
what we're
fair.
going to explore
That's fair.
in today's video. And this isn't going to be a kind of
I don't believe in
happy,
any massive group
feel
action,
good video.
positive or negative.
This is something that I think needs to be
I'm just kidding.
stated, and hopefully that some lessons can be learned from it. But if you guys haven't been paying attention, I think this is the official day that Final Fantasy XIV's community has imploded on itself, and it's imploded over the course of the terms of service enforcement that has taken place. People have used that terms of service to defend it. They've used that terms of service to try and grow from a clout chasing mentality. They've
Fair
used
enough.
that to try and kind of hunt and target content creators
Like me.
And use their violation of it. And
Well, the
at the end of the day,
React
like,
Andy in me is.
I don't think anybody's walking out of today feeling probably good about themselves, and maybe
I
they
found
are,
this pretty
but
entertaining.
I can say that as somebody who's been talking and covering this game for 13 years, this is perhaps probably the lowest point that I've experienced, and having not.
See, this is what I don't get. Like when people like, where you're saying stuff like, "I've been covering this for 13 years. This is the lowest point in the community," or whatever. And it's like, bro, this is not the whole community. This is a part of the community that actually cares about it. I would say majority of players don't give a fuck. Like they heard about it, they might have an opinion, but they're not gonna even like post about it. They're like, whatever. I have better shit to do. So yeah, so you have some people who are angry about some shit. They're being negative Nancy's and they're doing like negative shit to people. And honestly, in like 2 weeks, everyone will forget about it and they'll move on because it really doesn't matter. So like, if anyone takes something like this to heart, man, I just can't understand them. It's so weird. It's like, oh man, the community is being so negative, man. Like, I love this game, but why is the community becoming so toxic? Can't we all just get along? Bro, like, it's not all the community, because the people who don't care are not posting shit, and there's a lot of them. I would say no one in my FC even talks about this. They legit don't care.
Really, just been an observer of this, in this regards. So, I'm disappointed.
It's a game, bro.
Kind of
It's not.
disgusted.
See these words. I'm disappointed. I'm disgusted. It's like 200 players. like it's not probably. It's not even that many players. It's like you have over 1 million players now. You know, probably before June last year you had 300,000. Now you have like 1 mil to 2 mil players. Yeah, a lot of bad apples would have come. And honestly, some of these people are probably from WoW and don't even play Final Fantasy, and they just want to steer more drama because for some reason they want the FF community to attack itself. And again, this is not the whole community. Like you can probably tell by the number of upvotes. I don't know how many it has, but it's like if you find this post, you'll see that there's not that many upvotes, updoodles for it.
Yeah. So, I want to try and talk about exactly what we're seeing on screen right now.
Disgusted.
I feel like it's important, and I think there's some interesting things here that need to be stated. I think everybody needs to hopefully be on the same page. Welcome everybody to the channel. This was not a video that I was intending to make, and probably right after this video I might just go stream a little 14 just to, I don't know, feel a little happiness in my day, especially after everything that's transpired.
Bro, if you let this get to you, like, on a negative note, like fuck, man, like your life doesn't revolve around this. If anything, you should be happy this is happening. This is content, right? And I'm not saying everything is money, but it does give you ideas, and like you can make so much content out of it. It's like especially as someone who's been like 13 years, um, like covering Final Fantasy 14, you can literally just make videos of speculating where this can take us, right? Is the community going to be more negative? Is this going to give us more? Is this more publicity? Is this bad publicity? Is this good publicity? Is it's like maybe it's time to try new games or whatever, right? It's like talk about like games you were interested in. I don't know, but it's like so many things that you can just talk about. Like off the top of my head was already like 3 or 4 ideas there, and it's like the last thing this should do is, and again, if he's actually getting depressed by this, that's like I don't understand. It's so weird to me. If he's faking it, man, you better not be faking it, bro. Like this is the worst thing to fake, that you like actually care about something. I don't, it doesn't look like he's faking it. From what I know, he's a pretty genuine person, like from the few videos I've seen. But yeah, man, like this should not bring you down at all.
Anyway, this is going to start
Neutral
off
or
with, this is
positive?
not the time to hide mods. Quite the opposite. It's the time to celebrate them. We're also going to cover, we put Square Enix and Yoshi P in a very difficult position by being blatant with mod usage. Hide it for the time being. We're going to talk about that. But the first post also references this author's tweet saying about it's one thing to break the terms of service, and it's another thing to specifically go brigading to get someone banned. Both North American JPs are actually focusing.
Oh yeah, I've seen this again. Obviously, these are two different things, but it's like, how bad is the breaking of TOS? I know what he's referring to, but whatever. And the brigading, again, the thing is with the brigading, I don't think it matters that much, because like you still deal with an actual GM, not a bot. It's not like mass reporting will get you banned instantly. It's more like the GM will investigate. So not that big of a deal. And if you weren't doing anything wrong, I believe the GM would not ban you. But obviously, if you were using add-ons and shit like that, then yeah.
Specifically go brigading to get someone banned. Both North American JPs are actually focusing in on Pyromancer, and you can't really see the image here, but I'll include a link to this tweet for you guys. You can go look for yourself.
Yeah,
By the way,
so
this video the VOD has been deleted. And personally, like that, it's usually where, from a content creation perspective, I don't think that's necessarily the right call, but maybe it is in the current terms
definitely
of
not the
defense.
right call. He's gonna bring it back, like he brought his rage video from WoW back. Just gonna be half a year when he finds it funny, I guess.
Content creator in question, or the target of them, the harassment. Yes, he's violating terms of service, but we'll get into it because it warrants a discussion. It warrants a discussion. There's people on both sides that are absolutely passionate about this, and I know I've probably just pissed them both off because I'm trying to,
who cares?
have a discussion. All right. In that regards, Pyromancer being targeted, essentially because it sounds like he was defending the use of mods, and this is the first post will defend.
And he wasn't. That's not what he was defending at all. At least like from that 12-minute video, because I haven't seen the original. It's been taken down, but like it didn't sound like he's defending mods.
And the use. Second post will basically say, hey, hush up, guys, chill out. That's the TLDR, but let's get into it. What got this post started was the author's tweet. Every thing in the community they created, that community fueled this game, that has been powered and reliant on third-party add-ons. What will go away if you continue on without defending the use of add-ons proudly and openly? So it preaches live role-playing because it uses the chat bubbles. You can see a link to the tweet. Again, all of the links will be in the description. The amazing machinima that everyone praised, the emote by Zane Kantopu. Almost every streamer that uses G-Shade, because even YouTube creators like Bellular use it to improve his clips and his analysis and review videos. Every bard concept that is top tier, like Lamarith.
Personally, I don't like G-Shade. It makes the characters look even more fake. Not that I think like they're real, but just like I don't know, it like looks weird to me. And also a lot of times I can't tell the difference at all.
Every G poser that loves their Instagram shots. Through the recent actions and bending in the whims in places like 5chan, the devs have opened a can of worms and encouraged a witch hunt People addicted to quote-unquote justice will mob people for no other reason than the satisfaction of burning their next witch. You can argue that this puts the devs in a hard situation, but the game that has been totally reliant on its community, the community that should be put first, and the community that is more reliant on these add-ons than Square would like to admit. We covered the tweet, so let's cover this point right here. We put Square Enix and Yoshi P in a very difficult position by being blatant with mod usage and hide it for the time being.
189 updoodles. Like, dude, no one actually cares about this. 1 to 2 million players. 189. Bro, no one cares. It's such a small matter.
Square Enix has never proactively tried to stop modding, and we're
It's just great drama for content, but other than that, no one really cares.
constantly poking the bear. Yoshi's argument that they can't install detection software on your computer is odd because Apex is incredibly popular in Japan. And if you've ever launched the game, you know that EAC is their anti-cheat provider. So I think that it doesn't understand essentially the context. Like all in this, like my thing is like they haven't talked about the cheaters and stuff in PvP, but it's absolutely I think a part of this conversation. They can bring an anti-cheat. But I think Yoshi P knows
he doesn't want
with
to.
that there's going to be some kind of things. And imagine just the utter whirlwind. Like we think this is a bad day.
Yeah.
Imagine just them all of a sudden
Yeah.
putting
No,
in,
not a good
right
idea.
away.
I hate games
From
with
that
anti-cheat.
perspective.
Not because I
I
cheat,
think that
because
would be,
just like I
think
don't
you
like the
You probably
intrusion.
want to give us a heads up. But based off of his letter and his words, based off of today, I wonder if he's gonna just have to put that into place. We'll obviously keep you guys up to date. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
I
if
hope
they
not,
truly wanted to prevent applications
but,
like 14 Launcher and 14 Alexander hooking into the game, wouldn't be the hardest thing to detect. EAC, for all of its flaws, is surprisingly good at stopping those occurrences. Not 100% of them, but most would effectively stop most users from using them alongside some botting and actual cheating. I intentionally left out ACT and text tools because they don't do that. They could prevent you from editing game files and modding essentially dead. And they could obfuscate, great word, I suck at reading it, or encrypt outbound traffic, essentially killing the current form of ACT implementation. But again, they don't want to do that. Yoshi P's philosophy in these types of things has been, they're not hurting anybody. You can go off the top of my head and recall Square Enix ever being proactive in preventing anything like this. And they strictly are doing it because Japanese players are throwing hissy fits because they got dumpstered in with the world first race over again. Yoshi P happily congratulated TPS and TEA, even though in their clear video you could hear the triggers, so clearly he didn't care to even mention that. For streamers, just based on the comments on 14, I guarantee that some idiots will make their mission to report every streamer using it, excuse me, any kind of add-on over the next couple of days or so. Stream your game window, don't capture your ACT. As for triggers, just output the audio in 14 and your voice and your stream, and so your entire system uses audio. The virtual audio cable output 14, listen to that device within.
As for triggers, just output the audio and your voice to the stream, not your entire system.
Those settings and select along with your mic only your sound outputs in OBS. If that doesn't make sense, PM me, I'll hit you up. Disable any texture mods, including UI ones for now. Essentially, then just summing this all up as please stop poking the bear.
Basically, that's all it is. Yeah.
This has been a really, I think, bad day.
Yeah.
I think from the aspect that you see people kind of attacking others for use of this. Obviously, the content creators, the visible side. I think content creators should absolutely stop using these mods. I think everybody should stop using these mods. Even
stop showing that you're using them.
Of it. I think it just, I think for the time being, I think we just have to stop using the mods.
Oh, really?
Using the plugins.
I don't think so.
All of it. I know that is a wish and a dream and a prayer, and people are going to go be people and they're going to human.
I don't think they should stop. Not because like they should fight the power or whatever. I just don't. They don't have a way to detect it. Just stop showing it, like legit. Yeah, just stop fucking showing it. That's it. There's no reason for you to show most of the add-ons. Like there's no reason to.
I've seen people try and say the Discord is, an add-on and should be banned as well because it gives you an unfair advantage because you're in voice chat.
That's on purpose,
and they have reacted to this and such. And I'd
Out
say
2 liters down,
unprofessional
yeah.
way, but I've also would say like in such a I don't know, it reminds me when my kids don't get like ice cream.
Yeah,
And
that's
that's the impression
basically.
that I get. I know I'm going to frustrate people with that.
But that's what it is.
Because
That's what it is. It's a very
while I
kid-like
have definitely
behavior.
been a very loud voice that these features that these mods have need to be in game in some form of fashion. You know, by feature by feature, you could always ask me if you want or hang out with me if I'm live streaming or something like that. But at the core of it, at its core principled aspect, like go.
Before he answers, in my opinion, add-ons overall are good for the game, bar a few. What add-ons usually do, they show the devs that there is a better way to utilize certain assets of the game, namely UI, chat bubbles, P combo, which I one of my favorite. The price checking add-on, in my opinion, is fantastic. What else do I use? LVUI, which is basically for the UI. Cooldown tracker, buff tracker, things like that. These are things that the game is not showing you for no reason. That should be shown to you. These are very important things for you as a gamer if you're doing any content that is relevant. You want to, aside from like the obviously the price checking, not so much, but like almost all of these add-ons are very actually like are extremely helpful just in understanding what's going on, because the less you think about what's going on, the more you can focus on what you need to do.
Going above and beyond and targeting somebody who's making content because of this. I get it. If like honestly, like there could be, I could honestly see kind of reporting somebody in a couple of weeks, like you know what, hey, etc. But man, this is a hot button issue right now, and
Yeah,
legitimately like those out there kind of thumbing their nose, you know, like I talked about content creators, but let's talk about those thumbing their nose,
yeah.
saying, "Ha, you're not gonna do anything to me." Like, yeah, I think that that's that suspension, but like in my earlier video today,
Kind of you're just
especially with
poking the
content
bear.
creators,
Yeah,
like suspending them only benefits them. Like it only is going to give them
yeah.
more like visibility. Imagine Pyromancer getting banned. Imagine what that could do for him. Like there's just a lot of
I
possibilities
mean,
of
it's 50-50. It's really hard to tell. A lot of people who are watching Pyro started watching him because of Final Fantasy MSQ. I don't know. Like right now, they're still there. Like there's still 1,800 people, right? Still 2,000. I think during MSQ he had 6,000 though, if not 8,000, something like that. He had like a lot of people during MSQ, especially Endwalker and Shadowbringers MSQ. Right? He had a lot of people watching. There's like a fraction of them left, and honestly, once like if he gets banned from Final Fantasy, he might get a lot of them back when he's back. But I don't think that's a long enough ban to get those people back. I feel like he would have to find something to do. If he goes back to WoW after all that shit, to like, oh well, I'm banned for 10 days. Let's see what WoW has to offer. Uh, that's a mixed bag. I feel like that would be like people calling him out on it. But I don't know, man. It's hard to tell if it's gonna be for him or not for him. Like it's gonna be a positive or a negative. It's hard to tell.
growth. Now, I don't think I
I
want
personally don't think Pyromancer. Again, I don't know the guy, but because of how he is, like super passionate about certain things, I feel like he would not know what to do with his time. And if he finds a new game, he might not play Final Fantasy anymore.
to see anybody but get banned. I wish there was some kind of like knock it off, and then essentially you know it goes from there. But
He'll
yeah,
probably play
I don't think
ESO,
this
yeah.
was our best day. You know,
Yeah. So most of the community doesn't give a shit.
this is definitely not our best day, and maybe
Most
tomorrow
people
will be
don't
better.
care.
But I don't feel that it will.
Did he change the music on purpose?
I don't feel that it will. Be good one another, guys. For some people, like this is all they got.
That's sad.
And you really don't know what somebody's going through.
as someone who all he had was WoW at some point, it's really sad. You don't want to be in that fucking position. Like it's not fun. You get angry whenever anything else comes up to do. Like you get asked to do something tiny, you're like fuck, I don't want to do it. I want to play WoW like a fucking degenerate, right? It's not a good place to be for sure. But yeah, it's look, I would say majority of people don't give a fuck. I've been saying it. I am 99% sure. Almost no one gives a fuck. The updoodles are only 188, and that's like the top comment. If you found one of the top comments, no one cares. It will pass. It's just a bunch of ragers doing stupid shit. Even the mass reporting is probably not enough. Like 50 people, it's like whatever. It's like oh, mass reported 50 people. Yeah, the Squeenix devs have to check it out if there's so many reports in such a short time. But in my opinion, hide your add-ons and you'll be fine. They don't have a way to detect it. They don't want to detect it as long as they officially can't prove you used it. They don't want to ban people. I highly doubt Yoshi P wants to ban people if they're not being an actual problem to the game or to its community. In my opinion, he's forced to ban them because of what's happening. I doubt he wants to ban anyone. In my opinion, that's why he also like doesn't want to congratulate people because like well I can't ban somebody doing prog while congratulating another person but they're doing and they who finished the prog but they're using the same add-ons. He probably can't do that. It doesn't look good. It looks really, really bad. So, and again, like I said on the Xeno stuff, it's not because you have the add ons, it's not because you have a malicious program, it's because you are taking direct action that promotes them by showing it on stream. I haven't heard of anyone who's not a streamer getting banned for using add ons yet. Might change, but at the moment, none. Anyways, I gotta take a piss. Uh, Thanks for watching this one, and we'll go back to the next one. Boom.